What's up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, kids? We haven't done a review in a while, so that's what we're bringing you today. We're bringing you some of the best broadheads off of Amazon. Check it out. It's another fun thing we're gonna do today. So we had this plan actually about a year ago at this time to do a broadhead review off of Amazon, and we bought a ton of broadheads and then never actually got around to doing the reviews on them. Roll around to 2021, I got rolling through the broadheads that we bought last year, and like 3 or 4 of them weren't even in commission anymore. So I had to go out and buy a couple more of them. Okay, so we have 7 broadheads to review, and we have 4 fixed blade broadheads, 2 mechanical. Technically, we have 3 mechanical, but the 3rd mechanical is kind of like a like this plunger style mechanical. So it's basically in a fixed position while it's in flight, and it only expands when it hits the target. Some of these are a knockoff brand. We have basically the Dirt Nap knockoffs. We've got these Razor Expresses. These are nice. These are kind of remind you of like the older fixed blades. Okay, and then for the mechanicals, we've got 3. We have this one that's just a blue. What's on my finger? We've got a blue expandable broadhead. I'm pretty sure that's literally the name of it on Amazon. The links are all below. But this is a front deploy, so you've got a retainer in the front holding the blades forward, and then once it impacts, it'll fold back. We've got this plunger style one that I was talking to you about a little bit earlier. I feel like this is a knockoff of another company, but I don't remember the name. This is a Deep Power, and this is like the Rage hypodermic knockoff. Pretty similar, at least. They look like the hypodermics, but I don't know if the hypodermics now have a retainer, like a spring retainer on the inside for the wings, and they don't have a bleeder blade on the sides here. We also have Tooth of the Arrow, which is getting to be a pretty common name out there, but got it off Amazon. And we have a Wasp Havalon, which both Wasp and Tooth of the Arrow are getting to be pretty common names out there. But since this was an Amazon list, and we figured, I figured, why don't we throw 2 quality broadheads in there to compare them with some of these cheaper style ones on top of it. You remember last time I did a video in here and the chickens were annoying? That's happening right now. Okay, so those are the broadheads. So let me tell you what else we're gonna do. We're gonna do a spin test, basically a quality test to see how the manufacturer comes off with these things, how good they are right out of the box. The sharpness test isn't really much of a sharpness test because I can visually tell how sharp these broadheads are, especially the knockoff ones, and touch them with the finger. And then we're gonna have the durability test where we're gonna be shooting into a sheet of aluminum. It's an old road sign, so that's always fun. And then we're gonna do like a wound channel penetration test. And that is going to be into a nice clear block of ballistic gel. So that'll be really cool because I've been really wanting to do that for a long time. Finally got the ballistic gel. Ryan and Derek should be joining me for that project. So that'll be later on tonight whenever they get here. But for now, we're gonna go over all that. First things first, let's get going on the spin test. Let's get going on the spin quality test. Okay, so starting off with the knockoff Dirt Naps. They all spun well on the spinner. They kept their point on the paper. I had a little issues with my spinner because it's not a high quality one, but from the clip you can see here that I did excellent. When I went to weigh them, I didn't realize when I ordered these were 125 grain. This will make a difference when we go to the penetration testing. These were 125 grain, but they also came with these collars right here that took a bunch of the weight off. And once I weighed them out with the collars off, it wasn't 100 grain, but it came really close. So I have to take that under consideration when we get to the penetration test. So overall, I would say for the tolerance level on this broadhead, these 3 broadheads in this package, the knockoffs, I would say it's pretty good for the price. The weight's not too bad. I like a heavier broadhead as it is. And then, I mean, the spin test, it looks pretty straight at least. Okay, and then we got to these mechanicals. I'm just kind of sticking with the red right now. These are called like OTW something hunting broadhead spring something or other. The link again is below. On the paper, spinning, on the spinner, spin well. They spin very well, which they should. I mean, you get a nice little point like that, you should be able to at least tell if it's spinning well, and there's not much craziness going on here. When I weighed them for tolerance level, pretty close, all about a gram with each other, if I remember right. A grain within each other. So these worked well. One thing I ran into though, these came in a pack of 4. So there was 4 of these buggers. 3 out of the 4 threaded into my arrow, no problem. The 4th one, I don't know, something's wrong with the thread. Like it's not existent. I mean, it's there, but it's like they threaded the size wrong, and it just goes right into my insert and it just drops in, drops out. So that's no good. But other than that, the tolerance and the spin test, bueno. And then we have our little blue retaining broadhead here, our front deploying broadhead, the blue broadhead. This one spun well, and then also the tolerance level was really well. Not much more I really need to say about that one. It came in a pack of like a dozen. So I only grabbed like 3 or 4 of them out of that pack. So I didn't spin test every single one of those because I don't even know where I put the rest of them. I think they're up in the cupboard back here. But I just tested the first 3. It's pretty simple design, and they spun well, and the weights were well, so they look good. So wasn't worried about testing any more of them. But then we jump into our next fixed blade. Sorry, I'm talking faster than I normally do. I'm really thirsty. Which they're calling, you know, the Razor Express or something like that. This came also in a pack of 12, and when we got to the tolerance test for the weight, the grains were pretty close, you know, a couple grains here, a couple grains there. Nothing major when you're shooting under 40 yards. But the spin test was rough. I mean, rough. I went through all 12 of them, and I was only able to find 1 that spun perfect on the spin test, and then 3 other ones that spun really close. So we're going to use those ones, got them separated apart for the rest of our shooting tests. That kind of hurts me, but it's also the cheapest broadhead on the market. I honestly thought this would be the best bang for my buck. If I was going to tell somebody to go out on Amazon and buy broadheads, I thought it was going to be these. And they really still could be, depending on how these tests go, but that quality, you're really going to have to make sure before you put them on an arrow to try and shoot something if they spin right. Something to keep in mind. All right, number 5, we've got the Rage hypodermic knockoffs. These spun well, tolerances were good. The only concern I have about these when we go to shoot them is there's not much in the front up here. Let's see if this will focus on this. Yeah, there's not much in the front up here that's going to actually catch, since these are rear deploying, and push that blade. See, that's sticking right now. It won't push that blade down. Oh, they both have to be deployed to happen. So I am worried about that when we go to get shooting it here in a little bit. But other than that, tolerance on the weight and the spin test, fantastic. All right, then we get into our 2 more common names that we're seeing in the hunting industry right now. We got Tooth of the Arrow and then Wasp Havalon. And the Wasp Havalon, I think I've seen a couple reviews on this already, but I got it anyways because I wanted to test it for myself this fall, because I might be switching to an exchangeable blade type broadhead. I love my iron wills, but I might have to switch it up a little bit. Anyways, the Havalon is 125 grain, so keep that in mind again for the penetration test and everything else we're going to be doing here. I shoot 125 grain. Performed excellently on the spin test. And the weight tolerance, again, excellent. Nothing less I would expect from, I think this is a USA-made product in Pennsylvania, I think. So nothing less I would expect from a company in the US. Same for like Tooth of the Arrow. Tooth of the Arrow did excellent spinning, and it did excellent on the weight tolerance. That's 100 grain. So that is going to fit pretty close to what we have here in comparison-wise. That's the 7 broadheads we have now. So we've got basically... I know there's a little bit of a weight difference with some of these, but it's going to be pretty easy to tell where to spend your money at the end of all these tests. We want something that's reliable, that's going to penetrate, have a good wound channel, and good bang for your buck. If that's the $40, $50 Havalon or the $40 Tooth of the Arrow, so be it for me. But you're also going to get to experience what these cheaper ones are going to be like. The biggest and most important thing when it comes to killing an animal, hunting an animal, is making an ethical, clean shot. Without that, it doesn't matter if you're using a $500 broadhead or a $1 field point. That is what it is. Oh, I did forget to mention that the sharpness is absolutely insane on Tooth of the Arrow, and of course the Havalon Wasp broadhead. Those are freaking fantastic. The knockoff Rage hypodermics also are pretty sharp, and the rest of them, you can see that the machine sharpened. Like nothing really honed down nice. Just ran across the sanding belt, call her good. Like they're okay. They'll cut things, they'll kill things, but With all that said, all the links are below. Some of them are affiliated. I think maybe all of them are. Anyways, if you want more information on them, you can probably get a little bit more reviews off of these. I'm talking fast because I want to get to the actual fun part of shooting stuff and actually seeing the qualities and seeing if we're getting the most bang for our buck. So now that I've done the spin test and we've weighed them for tolerance, let's move on to something else. I think that'll work. Okay, first up, we got the Dirt Nap. Just dropped it a little bit. Got some dirt on it. Got the Dirt Nap knockoff. We're shooting Darton Mavic 2. Performed great at the Total Archery Challenge here in Michigan a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Man, has it been 3 weeks already? Bummer. All right, we'll see how it goes. That was cool. All right, let's check this out quick. Not too shabby. Got up to the, busted the bleeder blade right over. Bleeder blade's broken on both sides. And just about made it, yeah, it's just touching the target. So, not too cool, or not too bad, I should say. Cool. All right, next, we got our plunger style thingy-majabber. That did not go through. That did not go through. I might have broke the arrow. Okay. Oh yeah, as you can see, we went through. The point actually went through, but if we look down here to the grass, we can see it actually just blew to bits. Arrow split. That was good. That was cool. So yeah, this one didn't do too good. Didn't do too good. That's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like this, which is our next dad on the tractor. That might have been another broken arrow. I don't really like how my arrow is just hanging like it is. Oh yeah, she broke too. I'm just splitting these bad boys. Okay, so let me unscrew that. I made it past the bleeder. There's no blades. You can see actually the blades tried to open up here. So that's good. They actually do open. Just destroyed the blades. Not too shocked. Bleeders made it through. Cool. Alright, we're going to pick up the quality and make a little bit. Next one's going to be the Havilon, or the Wasp Havilon, and then we're going to shoot the tooth of the arrow. So let's get on with the Havilon. Arrow looks good. Stuck in there pretty good. That is pretty dang good. Better penetration than the 2-blade fixed head where we've got 3-blade. And it looks like all 3 blades are intact from this side. Let's peek at the other side here. I would be wrong. They are intact, but it looks like they broke back off the front here. So they pulled out from their retaining collar off the tip. So not too bad. Arrow's good for that round. All right, next we have tooth of the arrow. You are in like the area of danger. Come up here and lay down. Arrow bounced back. I don't know what that means. That it didn't get good penetration. Actually, that put one heck of a hole in it. And the broadhead isn't unscathed. It's definitely damaged, but it held together, so kudos to that. Not too bad. It's probably because this is kind of wobbling in the wind, didn't stick. I gotta aim a little lower, maybe use the next side. This is the one that I had to go through 12 of them to find 4 decent ones and only one that actually shoots or spun really well. So I don't know which one I've got. I've got one of the good 4, but that's all I know. Holy cow, it's stuck in there. Wow. That threw me for a loop. Let's check it out. Alright, so yeah, it's stuck in there. But
not much for a wound channel through the metal. Not a big deal. I mean it's a big deal, but we're shooting at basically a 1/4 inch chunk of aluminum. So not too surprised. Oh, all the blades just kind of moved on through there. Actually, that's not bad.
Not too shabby. Arrow's still alive. And we got one more. The blue thing. The blue broadhead. Alright, last one for the sign. Hopefully my arrow makes it. Wow, that's stuck in there too. Shows promise. Shows promise. In all honesty, what I'm really hoping for this one, when it comes to the gel block, is I don't want to see a lot of penetration if I use it for turkeys. And, wow. Okay, well. It didn't do too bad. So it barely got up to the blades here. I can actually still wiggle them, so it's not tight up against there. But it got through into the target, and that's a long shaft, so it flipped back, did good. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with all the ones we shot, honestly, except for that plunger style. Okay, not so bad when you consider what we're working with here. You see me behind there. All 7 broadheads penetrated. Not all of them stuck. Not all of them stayed in, stuck. And we blew up only 2 arrows, or split 2 arrows. If I had to guess which one did the best, I can't make a good guess because they're all broke. I mean, I was expecting things to be broke. Let's be honest. Not a fan of the plunger. Just from what the little bit I've tested, yeah, it's got good tolerance, but to have a thread come in a box, not even fitted for an arrow, and then just blow up, completely disintegrate, I don't know. But right now, I would say for who's winning in the cheapest category, I would say this 3-blade and this 3-blade and this 2-blade are doing excellent. These are the 2 cheapest ones I believe out there anyways. Even the knockoff Dirt Nap one's a little bit more expensive than the blue one. As in a fixed blade, this one showed the least amount of damage other than that bleeder being folded in half, which it doesn't retain very well. I can actually, if you can listen, you hear that little bit of rattle. That's because that's just kind of sitting in there loosely. I don't know if the actual Dirt Nap broadheads, if they're the same way or not, but those ones are. So now I gotta wait for Derek and Ryan to get here, get the ballistic gel, and shoot into that. So let's go. It should be here soon, hopefully.
Spank it. Spank it. Look at that jiggle.
I like it.
Ready to shoot it?
I think so.
Okay.
Hopefully I can hit it.
It's just gonna...
This good right here?
I don't know, is it good?
I don't know. It feels good.
Range it.
Yeah, range it.
Yeah, you are 308. All right. Look at
We're gonna set the ballistic gel up. Derek's shooting 2, Ryan's shooting 3, and I'm shooting 2. And we're gonna shoot them all right into the block, and then we'll compare them.
I've got a G5 Striker V2 if you want me to.
I also have a G5 Montec.
If you guys want to throw them into it, we got to do the durability test and everything else to it too. If you guys want to. Throw a couple G5s in the mix.
Okay.
Wait, which ones are we throwing in? What's on this one?
It's a G5 Striker V2.
G5. That's what you shot a deer with already?
Shot a couple of them.
Okay.
They're pretty wicked broadhead.
What's the other one you're putting on?
Went through a deer.
G5 what?
This is a G5 Montec 100 grain. Also, I mean, I like them. They're super durable. Just sharpen them up.
So this is a changeable blade. This one's solid.
Yep.
Okay.
That should be nice. Give it a little tap. Just how's it feel?
Firm but gentle.
Firm but gentle.
Close to the edge.
Well, just start there.
I haven't shot my bow since last deer season. Hey, Murphy.
Murphy, come here.
Murphy!
Come here.
Not good. I was aiming way higher.
What was this one?
This is my G5.
Montec.
Okay, starting with the G5.
This is the Montec. We need to say them before we shoot them.
We ready for this one?
This one's the blue mechanical.
Yes.
The blue mechanical.
I really don't remember. I mean, I gotta look it up again.
Dude.
Got the table! We might need to redo that one. That's okay, we'll leave it there for now. Good slice. Good slice.
Dude, that went like all the way through.
Wow.
This is the cheap fixed blade, like the cheapest one.
At least I didn't send it to the field.
He took a slab out of it. Look at that.
And then the tooth of the arrow.
We'll get a tape measure. We'll measure it right up. That way it'll be scientific.
Science.
Yeah, science.
Yeah. Very disappointing G5 Striker V2. 19. The Havilon Wasp. 16 and a quarter. The Rage knockoff. The one right below that is Tooth of the Arrow. Dirt nap.
Yeah, knockoff.
Push button.
The spring activated plunger.
The spring activated plunger.
Not very good.
18 and 5.
Yeah. I feel like that just twisted though, didn't it? Or did it close up a little bit? I guess it did.
It just closed.
You can see it's closed
Yeah.
up because the tip is out.
Yeah.
Black tip. The plunger.
This is the make believe broadhead that won somehow. 15 and 3/8.
15 and 3/8 for that guy.
And then the G5 Montec. 18 and a half.
Okay.
I didn't make
Well,
it.
and we
This
forgot to measure this one. Ryan wanted to shoot. Where'd it go?
Single
A single bevel.
to see a twist.
Yeah, to see the twist. But this one was actually
For this.
furthest through this way.
Right, just a little further than that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody ready?
Wait, what are you shooting?
This is a 100 grain G5 Montec.
See it, dude. Hey, it stuck. That's a good sign for your arrow.
Yeah.
I found out that's a good sign for the arrow.
Good old Montec G5.
That went through?
Yeah, it peeled one of my blades off though. Damn it. Oh well.
Okay.
This one's gonna blow up.
That did good for the durability. Another sticker. I already have. Dude, you went like way in there.
She's full bar.
It's because it had no durability wise, I guess. Really, it didn't fare too well, but
-4.
Like I didn't really make any predictions, but I'm
pretty impressive.
pretty impressed with them. Both expandables, really.
Yeah.
They both performed really well.
What do you got?
It doesn't matter. You can kill any deer with any broadhead. So
Yeah, I've said that too.
practice, and more importantly, wait for a good shot.
Yeah.
All right. So I've had some time to give this a little bit of thought. You don't really learn a whole lot from these broadhead tests because it's not a deer and it's not the perfect shot. You're trying to basically see how durable they are and if they do penetrate. And when we break that down, do they penetrate and do they hold up pretty well? None of them really held up well, except for the tooth of the arrow. And they all penetrated enough to kill an animal. But it kind of comes down to a lot of the new hunters out there don't know what to get for a broadhead. Get online and they search on Amazon on what to get. So that's what we did. We went to Amazon, we searched for some of the cheapest broadheads on Amazon, and that's what we wanted to try and test out. And the cheapest broadhead, best deal, bang for your buck are these blue broadheads. And that's really what it boils down to. The next would probably be these Rage knockoffs, and that's probably your best bang for your buck between those two. You get, I think, 4 broadheads for 15 bucks in these Rage knockoffs, which are called Deep Power, and you get 12 for about 15 bucks in these blue ones. The durability wise, if you hit a shoulder, it's not going to be good. It's just not going to be good. You're not going to get the penetration. That shoulder is going to stop it. Otherwise, they're going to be a good broadhead if you make a good shot. Me, personally, I'm going to stick to fixed blade broadheads. I'm going to shoot these Havilons this year, try and get a couple deer underneath their belts. Either that, or I'm going to shoot these Tooth of the Arrow that held up extremely well and were extremely durable. Nothing wrong with them. Whatever you choose, I don't care. It's your choice. This is what it is. Just like Ryan said, you can shoot them with a field point and get them in the heart and they're dead. Just trying to increase the odds. That's all we're trying to do with the broadhead. Increase the odds, increase the ethicalness, the deadliness. That's what we're trying to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you did, give it a thumbs up, whatever else. Comment some other broadheads you'd like us to test in the future. We would like to try and make this a continual thing. And if you feel like it, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I will catch you all. Whoa, big bug. I'll catch you all on the flip side. See you later. Alligator. After a while, crocodile.
Robert said we weren't destroying any more arrows, but this is the end of the penetration and durability test. Thanks for watching.
Wow, nice. You shot a chunk over there too. Nice.
3-piece.
3-piece.
It's a 3-piece.
Make a flute now.